What up, though? Your boy Bowie here. Let me turn some of this down a little bit. What the fuck? No, go back. Aw, bruh. They won't let me turn it down. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so why am I playing this match? And why am I even making this video, might you ask? Well, as you might have guessed, I'm here to talk about more current events. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens when Batman tries to fight Venom. But anyway, let me turn this down a little bit. This shit loud as hell. Yeah. So apparently Drake has come out again with a joint album with 21 Savage, I guess. And I'm not here to discuss that album because I won't be listening to it. But he's had some pointed lines directed towards some black women, some female artists, actually. And the overwhelming majority of them happen to be black women. I mean, this is not his first foray into dissing people for Aubrey. But there are people that seem to be surprised that he would go about doing sneak disses of Megan Thee Stallion, and apparently he said something pointed about Ice Spice as well, which that's kind of random. But I guess I'll tackle the Ice Spice thing first because she's, more insignificant. So apparently he said something to the effect of, she a 10 and all, but her best raps are when she's silent or something like that. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't have the energy to, go and get the exact quote. And I don't even know if it was actually on the album or if it was something that was tweeted. Doesn't matter. Point still stands. He's making a pointed, comment towards this young artist. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to call myself some sort of Ice Spice fan. As far as I know, she has one hit and she'll get her 15 minutes of fame and it'll be over with. As far as I know. That's my prediction. Of course, I could be wrong. She could go on to have a long and storied career. But at this point, we can't really tell right now. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, this is somebody that's not in the industry. She's just someone that made a record. You know what I'm saying? And the record went viral. I think the name of the record is called Munch, which is very interesting. And from what I've heard, in terms of people's reactions and stuff like that, the girl, she's not going to win any awards for lyricism. And it's like, okay, I understand all that. But, are y'all checking these male rappers that do nothing but copy each other and say the same shit that billions of their counterparts have already said? I mean, how many different ways can we hear about you, having sex with hoes and having money and being able to buy this and buy that the rest of us can't afford? I mean, How many different ways can we hear that you've done this? Especially when you lying about it. Like 80% of you are rapping about these riches that you don't have. You know, you still live at your mom's house, rapping like this, rapping about these excesses and all these things, and you don't actually live like that for real. So, but that's male rappers. They're allowed to do this, and they're allowed to be bad at it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't understand people out here getting at this girl Ice Spice for allegedly, you know, not being a skilled MC. It's like, but none of your favorites are skilled MCs either. You're not out here listening to Black Thought and Common. Oh, Lord. You know, Immortal Technique is not in your top 5, so you don't even think Eminem can rap, and Eminem raps his ass off. So who are you to be the arbiter of who's a dope rapper and who's not? You don't even listen to dope rappers on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. You can say whatever you want about the girl. She's 22 years old, bro. She's old enough to be one of my students. Like, from a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? Girl was born in 2000. You know what I mean? So, my whole thing is, if you know that she's young, if there was ever a time for her to be lacking in the lyrical department, it would be now. You know what I mean? And why are you, as a older, established artist, you know, picking on this young girl and basically saying that she should just be silent? You know what I mean? Like, that's patriarchal as shit. I don't know if that's a word, but I just made it one just now. That doesn't scream patriarchy at all. Telling a woman she should be quiet because you don't like what she got to say. Can I dive off of this? Oh, nah, I can. Nah. What you doing? Get your ass up. No. Bruh. Oh, it's automatically. Okay, I see. Batman does not taunt. Oh my god. Ah. You know. So you out here telling this young girl she gotta shut up. Because you don't like her raps. Well, at least she writes her fucking raps. As far as we know, she writes all her shit. Can't say the same for you. But the more pressing issue to me is the raps or the comments he decided to make in a record directed towards Megan Thee Stallion, where he basically discredited her story like almost 2 years after the original story aired. So for those of you who don't know, Megan Thee Stallion was involved with a male rapper named Tory Lanez, and he allegedly shot her in the foot. So it wasn't lethal or anything, but he pulled out a gun and shot her. Now, when they were confronted, when police were called on scene and stuff like that, Megan decided not to inform them that he had shot her. They knew that she had been shot, but they didn't know that he did it. And she said that she did that in order to stop him from becoming, a casualty of the police. And considering how common that is, considering that's not even the first time I've heard someone say something like that, I believe her. But but even with the entire shooting situation, I believe her. Why would she lie about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what female rapper during the height of her career is going to lie about a traumatic thing that happened to her that she knows would derail her career and make her a pariah if it was ever discovered that she was not telling the truth? You know what I'm saying? Like, it very much reminds me of some of the controversy when Beyonce was pregnant with Blue Ivy. People were out here saying that she was making it up, that this was not actually her real daughter. And it's like, bro, if you oh shit, am I like dead? I might have taken too long. This boy out here trying to kill me. But I can't do a damn thing. I'm stunned. Yeah, if Beyonce were ever caught lying about something as major as a pregnancy, it would destroy her career. Oh shit! Die, motherfucker! Oh! I can't lose that way anyway. Punk. Oh, Oh, that boy did. But yeah, I mean, if a female, I put it like this: it's harder just to be a female star than it is to be a male star to begin with. That's one. Because more eyes are on you. Not only is your talent always in question, but your looks are always in question. Your body's always in question. Everything. You are under far more scrutiny as a female artist than any kind of male artist. It doesn't even matter. If you're a woman in any kind of position of authority or fame or power, it's just harder for you than it is for a man, unless the actual industry is female dominated or something like that. So that's already an issue in and of itself. But given the fact that more eyeballs are on you, you're more susceptible to scrutiny, and therefore, everything is more consequential for you as a woman. So, considering how much more difficult it is for a female rapper to even have a successful career, period, why would any female rapper deliberately put her career on the line to push a narrative that she knows is false? She wouldn't. She would not. She would do no such thing. Not if she's smart. And Meg Thee Stallion has demonstrated that she's smart. The girl had a whole ass rap career and got her degree. So she's not an idiot. She's quite educated. And it doesn't matter what the degree is in, because so many people start the college journey and never finish it. And it is not necessarily having to do with them being less intelligent, but many people don't they don't finish college. Hell, so many rappers never even started. Drake himself, he dropped out of school, which I'm tripping off the fact that people still drop out of school these days, cause boy, it's COVID out here, my G. This might be the worst time in American history. Ooh. It might be the worst time in American history. I mean, not that Drake is American, but I'm just saying, like, post-pandemic, bruh. Listen. Dropping out of school is the worst idea now. But, you know, my point is, that boy didn't even graduate high school, let alone start college. She not only graduated high school, got grades good enough to get into school, got accepted into school, but she finished her program, all while having a whole rap career. We've not seen that before. And she didn't take a hiatus from rap to do this. Like, she did all of it at once. You know what I'm saying? And so, this is not me speaking as a fan, because I don't know her discography. I don't listen to her music. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to his music either. I don't listen to any of these people's music. These people ain't even my era. Not even my speed. But point is, my G is out here talking down on this woman, and she's educated. You know what I'm saying? And there are a subset of men out there that are threatened by a woman's success. They feel demasculated. Oh my God. Shit, I got demasculated right there. But they feel threatened when, you know, they run into a woman that's more accomplished or seemingly more accomplished than them. And it's like, bro, first and foremost, your life is not all about the things you accomplish. I mean, if you set out a goal and you achieve it, then great. But if you don't achieve it, people might judge you in the moment, but who gives a good goddamn? It's your life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn. Shit, I beat his ass twice. That's great. But, you know, nobody cares. But, two, I'm going to let the computers do this now. This will be more interesting. Maybe Batman can win. But yeah, you're speaking on this woman who's more educated than you, and you try to discredit her education. Because one of the pointed lines he said she graduated college and still didn't learn nothing, or still stupid, or something to that effect. I'm like, no, you're the one that's stupid. High school's easy as shit. High school's easy as shit. I mean, it's tough if you don't learn fundamental stuff, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And obviously not all schools are created equally. Like, schools in primarily black neighborhoods, unfortunately, they're not as pre-engineered for student success as schools in more wealthy areas. That's just a fact. And there's not as much of an incentive for a mostly black, mostly urban group of students to be successful as it is primarily white private school students. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like everybody's on an even playing field. However, the material in high school is basic. It's basic. It only becomes non-basic when you start taking IB classes or AP classes. I would know. I took 8 of them. All right. Once you start taking them AP classes, you know, high school material begins to hinge on the level of difficult. But other than that, it's all pretty goddamn easy. And so if someone drops out because the material's too hard, your ass might be a munch to steal one of Ice Spice's lines, man. It's because you wasn't doing everything you were supposed to do, my G. Real talk. Typically, that's not why people drop out, though. They don't typically drop out because, the course material's too hard. There's usually other socioeconomic factors that play into it. Or it could be, they're undergoing bullying at the school or whatever. So I'm not trying to be insensitive to those people. But I just find that it's very rich that someone that didn't graduate high school has the nerve to talk about the educational attainment of someone who graduated with a degree while having a whole ass rap career. I find it incredulous. So there's that. But then the other troubling component is he actually tried to discredit her story, tried to say that she got an innocent man locked up because now Tory Lanez is going to be facing consequences for his actions. And look, I'm not going to pretend that I was there and that I saw it, but I'm looking at the logistics of it. If one person says that a thing happened and the other person says that it didn't happen, the best way to determine who's telling the truth and who's lying is who has more to lose. Who has more to lose? So considering, like I said, that she is a woman with a more successful rap career than him, let's not get that twisted. Between Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion, she has way more to lose in this conflict. She already faces the uphill battle of even being believed. She already faces the uphill battle of, if people do believe her, people having sympathy and empathy for her. Because some of the narrative I saw was the fact that, she's a stallion, right? Why she can't take it? She is kind of big, so I can see why she got shot, blah, 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 blah. Like, people try to, justify it and shit, which I think is deeply disgusting, and horribly pernicious. We into shooting women now with guns, for real, what kind of soft ass generation of men is this? You know what I'm saying? My God, we went from swearing off hitting women and calling men soft that they did put their hands on a woman to being okay with them being shot? For real? My God. But anyway. My point is, she has a lot to lose, and she was already not going to be believed. She was already not going to be empathized and sympathized with, but she told her story anyway. Because those two factors stop a lot of women from even telling a story. But she went ahead and told the story, and people had a predictable response. They decided to not believe her or not sympathize with her. But for the most part, it was reserved to just fans. You know what I'm saying? And listeners and shit like that. Oh, he won. Sheesh. Okay, let's do this in the ring now. So yeah, but once Drake decided to get on the horn and start speaking about a situation he was not privy to, basically taking homeboy's side, now you done crossed the Rubicon. Now you done gotten into Sucka territory at that point. Because you have power. And so by you coming out and saying what you're saying, you have the power to influence other people who were otherwise on the fence into being like, yeah, she's a liar. Even though she's the one that's the victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what's dangerous about this, is that because he's in a position of power, his words actually matter. You know, as much as I would not want those words to matter as much, they do. It's important when he decides, oh, I'm going to make such and such statement. It matters because he has the power to influence minds because of his status. It's sort of like the Kyrie situation. If Kyrie were some regular ass rookie who made a statement like this, it wouldn't matter. If he were some D-League player that nobody knew the name of, it wouldn't matter what he shared on his page. But because he's Kyrie Irving, one of the premier shooting guards in the NBA, you know, who has a name and a, you know, a high salary, it matters when you share things, when you share videos and books and movies and stuff like that. And it matters what those movies and books and videos contain. Sure, they might contain some things that you like and agree with, but if they also contain harmful anti-Semitic messages and tropes and ideas, then you're sharing anti-Semitism, even though that wasn't necessarily your intent. Doesn't matter what your intent was. It matters what your actions are. And he's too stupid to recognize that and too stubborn to apologize. At least too stubborn to sincerely apologize, but that's neither here nor there. Point is, when you're in a position of power, you got to use that shit responsibly. And Drake should have never said shit. He should have never said nothing aloud. If you want to show support to your man, Tory Lanez, in private, do that. In private. But publicly, you shouldn't have said a goddamn thing, because now you're verifying to the whole world that you're as much of a sucker as I already decided that you was. See, Drake has had a long history of being a sucker ass nigga, man. He's had a long history of being a sucker. And to me, a sucker is a man who uses his power and platform to damn denigrate women. Denigrate innocent women that ain't even did nothing to you. Because he's always talked about exes that didn't want him. Or women that he couldn't get. You know what I'm saying? He's always been one of them bitter ass dudes that I, lampooned in my video titled For the Fellas, which was also a wrestling video. Go figure. He's one of them. One of these guys that spends his days being upset at women because he took an L. One of the things I said in that past video is for fellas, we need to learn how to take our L's and move on. Because if you don't, you run the risk of becoming a suck-ass nigga like Drake. He's a sucker, man. He's a sucker. He's petty. And being petty in and of itself, though it's not a desirable trait, that alone doesn't make you a sucker. But if you decide to be petty towards people, towards women, you as a man, you decide to be petty towards women who you haven't even interacted with, women that ain't did nothing to you, you decide you gonna be petty to them. You soft, doggy. You soggy, doggy. Like, you are soggy as hell. And you are lame as hell. That boy Drake going on 40. And by then you're supposed to have gained some perspective and maturity and a little bit of levity and wisdom. But it's obvious now that that has not happened. Because he would rather use his platform to tell women to be silent and be quiet and stop telling lies when they're not lying. When they're likely not lying anyway. Again, I'm not there. I wasn't at the scene of the crime. But I believe her. She has more to lose. And why would a woman lie like that? It's easy to see why he would lie. Because men, lie about stuff that they actually did all the time. In the face of irrefutable evidence, they'll lie and say they didn't do some shit that they did. So I could see the possibility, the high probability that he lied. Not her, though. She stands to lose too much. And her career would be over. She would never sell another record again if she was ever proven to have lied about what happened to her. She would be disowned. She would be made fun of. Her career would be dead. She would have to make white pop music in order to continue to make music, because she would be done otherwise. And so I don't see someone like her making that kind of choice. But like I say, man, Drake is a sucker. And I'm making this video not just to make fun of men who name themselves after male ducks. Men who try their best to be a chameleon and try to get in where they can fit in within this hip hop culture, all while not having an identity of their own. Men who are insecure about their place in hip hop and are mad that someone like Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole has way more skill, way more talent, and gets more respect than them, and didn't have to kowtow to corporate demands. I'm not here to make fun of all that, but I'm trying to use this as a cautionary tale. Fellas, anyone under the sound of my voice, but especially fellas, particularly young fellas, young men out there, or men my age or close to my age or even older, it doesn't matter how old you are. Fellas, this world was built and designed for us and by us. We may not have directly contributed to that because we didn't make that decision. It was like that before we were born, but we are privileged in this world. Straight up. And given the fact that we have privilege and we have power, we need to use that privilege and power to benefit the ladies. Make things a little bit more fair and enjoyable for them, because they do not have privilege and they do not have the power. That's what we need to do. We don't need to use our power to make shit worse. Okay? Even if you don't feel privileged, trust me, you are. And so you need to use your privilege and your power to make things better for the important women in your life. And for even for women that you don't know. Because trust me, if you don't do it, you'll wish someone had. Because when you have a little girl or you have a woman that you care about, you'll wish the world was better for her. But with that being said, I'm done. Peace.